Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, y'all know how it goes. Y'all know I have to absolutely invite everyone in. Why? Because we don't gatekeep over here. No, we do not gatekeep because we know that this community is the best community on these internet streets. And because of that, we want to share. We do. And listen, if you hadn't subscribed and become a member of this community, what are you waiting on? I'm telling you, it is the best. And if you don't believe me, hit those comments, get in there, chit chat, chop it up with someone you meet in there. I'm telling you, they're all terrific, they're all smart, they are all everything. And once you get finished, after you have such a good time in the comments, come on out, come on out. Let me tell you what you need to do. Go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Still dog walking it. Still dog walking it. It's all because of y'all. Y'all be coming in with those thumbs up. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I want to thank all of the readers who decide that they want to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all are doing the doggone thing as well too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And listen, look over there in the corner. That's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you'll be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and absolutely just keep on keeping on. And I will be so thankful and so grateful for your support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, you see those two little dots in the other side? That's where the super thanks button is. And listen, all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some super thanks. And first up is PPVP6OX. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for seeing something in this channel. Thank you for being here and being a part of this community. I am just so excited to have you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And next up is Yulette. Yulette has become a ride or die, ride or die. Let me tell you, Yulette is everything. She is always in the comments. She's always supporting. She is always doing the doggone thing. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Yulette. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. It means so very much. All right, y'all, we're going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. Y'all, I want to give another quick thank you to PPVB6OX and Yulette. Thank y'all so much for seeing something in the channel. Thank you for being a part of this community. Just thank you for being you and being here. It means everything. All right, y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, I have been on them most of the day. I have, and listen, such good news. Y'all know the one thing that I have been super excited about is the holiday special from With Love Meghan, and we got a drop date today. We did, and I'm telling you, I cannot hardly contain myself. I am so excited. I am just anticipating what kind of arts and crafts, what kind of food, who's going to be there, the guests. I cannot, y'all. I cannot. Just super, super, super excited. And I'll tell you what, we got a lot of good tea in this particular podcast. Now, y'all need to listen all the way through because I am going to be dropping some serious tea all the way through. Now, we're going to talk about Meghan and what's going on with Meghan. And then I am going to be spilling some piping hot tea. I'm telling you, it is so hot, it is going to burn your tongue as you sip it. I promise you. So y'all hold on because listen, when I was looking at it, I was like, I cannot hardly believe this. This is something else. I'm telling you. So y'all just hold on and just hang on in there because the tea will be spilled. So listen, let's get started. I'm not going to keep y'all long. I'm telling you, it's going to be a little bumpy, but I promise you, you will be entertained. So I am going to put this up, and our girls holiday special has a drop date. And look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness. Ah, it is so beautiful. Meghan is just perfection. She is. And Netflix dropped the date. Look what it says. It says, with love, Meghan, holiday celebration arrives December the 3rd. Oh, y'all, I cannot wait. I'm telling you, I am in such anticipation. I'm just wondering if Harry's gonna be there and if we're gonna get to see the back of the kids' heads. Cannot. And and what the craft's gonna be like. I cannot. I love Christmas crafts. I do. I love making ornaments. I love it all. I love decorating stockings. I love it. I love it. I cannot wait, y'all. Tell me how y'all are feeling because am I the only one that is absolutely tripping out about this? I can't. I cannot. I have to calm down. I just have to calm down. Whew. Okay. I can get to December the 3rd. I know I can make it without absolutely passing out. And I'm gonna put this up. This squatty just said she's back. She is so back. The Duchess of my soft life ambitions. Me too. Me too. I strive to live that soft life. I do. And y'all, I'm making way on it. I am making my way on it because listen, if you can, why not? And Megan does it like no other. She does. I love it. And the graphic art is just so beautiful. Is it not? The table, Megan's dress, her hair, everything is just on point. And this particular squatty reposted this beautiful picture of Megan and said this: Megan is back with a new holiday special on Netflix coming December the 3rd. Yes, I cannot wait, y'all. That's not very long. It is less than a month. So I'm going to try my best to hold it together. And this squatty reposted that same picture and said, December the 3rd, Sussex Squad and Twitter family, let's go. Let's get ready. Megan looks absolutely stunning. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what she's going to bring to the table. Well, y'all know how I feel. And it says, hashtag with love, Megan. Yes, yes. All I can say about this particular post, listen, I stay ready. They say when you stay ready, you never have to get ready. And when it comes to Megan, I'm always ready for with love Megan, and especially the holiday celebration. I cannot wait. And this squatty said, OMG, super excited for this. I'm loving the green on Prince Harry's wife. Our girl is busy living and loving her best life. Yes, she is. And it is just wonderful to see. It really, really is. Cannot wait. Have I wonder how many times I've said I could not wait. I cannot wait. I cannot help myself because I'm just too super excited, y'all. So forgive me for repeating myself over and over again. And this squatty, this is a repost, and the original squatty said, "Sleep is overrated anyway." And she is going to rewatch With Love Megan season one, With Love Megan season two, and also wait patiently or impatiently if she's anything like me. But the squatty that reposted this said the artwork and the photography of her show is next level. It is. It absolutely is. And here's all three of them together. And that first one was everything. It was. And this one with the holiday celebration, it is. Now, I love season two, but the artwork on these other two is just extraordinary. And this particular squatty went on to say, it's warm and aesthetically pleasing, inviting, beautifully staged. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Megan. It is just beautiful. And I'm going to put this up. And this squatty said, is that the same dress? It's so pretty. You know what she's talking about? Look at this. The very same dress that Megan did her photo shoot for Cut Magazine. That's the same dress. And I mean, it is perfect. Perfect for the picture to advertise her Christmas special. It is beautiful. And I'm going to put this up. This is a picture of Harry and Meghan that we have talked about. In my last podcast, Harry and Meghan went to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday. But before they went there, they went to the Baby to Baby Gala where they helped honor Meghan's bestie and Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth's auntie, Serena Williams. And listen, the British media has lost their mind. The flying monkeys are flying around in a circle. I'm telling you, they don't know what to do with themselves. And you want to know why? Why they are so upset about this picture and about Harry and Meghan going to these parties. Well, they're not going to tell the truth because we know the truth why they're upset. They're upset because Harry and Meghan is feeding the American press. That the American press is getting all of the content that the American press gets to photograph Harry and Meghan when they're out, that they don't get any of that anymore. But I digress. They're not going to tell the truth about that. So, what are they going to do? And what do they always do? They focus in on any little minute thing that they might find to try to criticize. And that's exactly what they have done. I bet you cannot guess why all of these flying monkeys got their panties in a bunch. Well, look at this picture. Harry has a poppy on his lapel, and Meghan does not have a poppy on. And so they're saying, oh, it's so disrespectful, and on and on and on. And my whole thing is, you didn't want her over there. And when Megan wore a poppy last year, they criticized her for doing that. So it is a no-win situation when it comes to those flying monkeys over there because they're going to write something because we all know they got to pay their rent and they got to feed their family. And Harry and Meghan absolutely are the only royals that can do that. At least help them do it. I'm just saying. So I'm going to put this up. This is from GB News. And look at this nonsense. Of course, anything that comes out of GB News is nonsense. But yes, they're trying to stir up this faux outrage, trying to pretend like somehow they really care if Meghan wears a poppy or not. Look what GB News said. Meghan Markle sparks heated debate over poppy decision, unlike Prince Harry. I mean, the last time I looked, Megan is an American. And you can make the argument that Remembrance Day is not a holiday here in America. We have Memorial Day. That's the day that we honor our vets. But I can only say this. This is faux outrage because Megan wore a poppy last year and they had a problem with that. How do I know? Because we have the receipts. Of course, the squatties are going to come with the receipts, and I am going to put it up. And look at this. Here it is in black and white. It's evidence that these flying monkeys cannot choose a lane. If Megan is in the right lane, then they're in the left. If Megan is in the left lane, they are in the right. It is no winning with these people. Look what it says, 2024. This is what they wrote. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle branded frauds as they wear remembrance poppies in video. Yes, y'all remember that. It was absolutely just headline after headline after headline, article after article after article, how Harry and Meghan should not be wearing the remembrance poppy because they weren't working roles anymore. And as you can see, it says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex released a surprise video on their Archwell Foundation site on digital violence, but people have hit out at the couple's poppies. Yes, 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 yes. Now look at what they said in 2025. It says Meghan Markle ditching Poppy is embarrassing for Harry. She knows what she's doing. And it says opinion. Meghan Markle has given another silent dig to the UK and quite frankly, her husband with her latest decision not to wear a poppy. It's ridiculous, but yet and still, just last year when she wore a poppy, they had something to say about that too. This just is proof how disingenuous these people are. They are totally and completely disingenuous because it's no winning with them. It is nothing but hate and resentment because Meghan and Harry showed these people the back of their heads back in 2020 and they still hadn't got over it. Here we are almost in 2026 and these people still cannot get past the fact that Harry and Meghan wants nothing to do with them. This particular squatty said this, who posted this, all of these delicious receipts. She said this, can y'all make up y'all effing minds because we are tired. You bitched about her wearing a poppy last year. Now you're bitching about her yet again for not wearing a poppy, according to you. For all you know, she might have had it on somewhere. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Y'all, I cannot with squatties. I cannot. But let me tell you, this one right here is not playing. They're not playing with GB News because this is nonsense. Wear it, don't wear it. It's no winning with these freaking people. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. And this is a repost. And the original post reposted those same receipts from these fine monkeys. And they said this, embarrassing life cycle of the toxic British press. 2024, how dare Meghan wear a poppy? 2025, how dare Meghan not wear a poppy? They have been caught out. They have. And when will they learn that the Sussex squad always come with the receipts. We don't play with them about the receipts. This just shows them for the vermin that they are. And this particular squatty reposted this squatty and said this: the smear campaign against Duchess Meghan Sussex by the British press is fluid. They'll complain about one thing she did one day and then the next day complain that she didn't do it. It's just like how they claim she's no longer a tax funded member of the royal family while reporting on her like she is a tax funded member of the royal family. Where is the lie? Where is it? I mean, it is just becoming so easy. We have so many receipts now. It is just becoming so easy just to prove the hypocrisy of these rags. I mean, they have no legitimacy at this point. I don't even understand why they even bother to go on, because they have been caught out time and time and time again lying and having double standards when it comes to Harry and Meghan. I mean, their credibility is shot all the way to HE double hockey sticks. How they show their face and how they continue on, it is just a mystery to me, because everybody knows them for the rags that they are. And it is proven time and time and time again, because when they really do some legit polls, the people of the United Kingdom don't want to have anything to do with that family over there, but yet and still they have absolutely cloaked for them and did everything to prop them up and lie and lie and lie on Harry and Meghan. And it just do not bear out in the polls that they have been successful. So, like I said, how they show their faces, I don't know. It must be so embarrassing. What they should do is walk around with a bag over their heads. Now, that right there would be an improvement. For Angela Levin, for Camilla Tominey, for Sarah Vine. Ooh, especially Sarah Vine and that Jan Moore, that that one-eyed cyclops. Yes, the one that has the eye looking at you and one eye looking for you. Yes, put bags on all of those hag dragons' heads. It will be a huge, huge improvement. I'm just saying. So this squatty says, so Harry and Meghan did the unforgivable by attending Kris Jenner's birthday party where Meghan should have worn a poppy, but also shouldn't have, because that makes her a hypocrite, as she is no longer a royal and Harry wasn't really there because his appearance was an AI generated. I'm telling you, these people, I'm the fevered minds of these people. They should be studied. You cannot tell me that their minds should not be studied. I bet you if you cut their heads open, a flame would come out of it, because it's just that fevered. And this particular squatty, I think they put their finger right on what is bothering those rags over there, those so-called journalists who I lovingly call flying monkeys. This squatty says this: the British press is angry whenever Harry and Meghan do anything in the US because they are no longer around to do those things in Britain. That right there is why they still so mad. Yes, it is. It says it's not just that Harry and Meghan are a sexy, charismatic, and glamorous couple. It's the fact that American media gets the benefits from access to them, and the British media doesn't. That right there dropped a dime, because that right there is why they stay mad all the time. They are absolutely circling the drain because they chose the couple that had none of the charisma, that had none of the glamour, that had none of the shine. And they are left circling the drain because nobody is interested in buying their rags with those people on the cover. And I just love it for them. And all I can say is stay mad, biatches. And this squatty agrees and said, British press crashing out cause American press is eating. Where is the lie? Hashtag hottest royal couple. Hashtag as ever. Hashtag Meghan Sussex. Hashtag Prince Harry. Hashtag Kris Jenner. Just absolutely tag everybody. I'm telling you, squatties are petty AF, and that is the reason why I love being a squatty because nobody loves petty like me. Except I also love messy as well. And look at this. This is what Harry and Meghan does. They don't just show up at parties for rich people or just do things that are self indulging and self focusing and centering themselves. They don't do that. Look what they have done. It says while the British media's mouthpieces and the derangers, aka the royal family arse kissers, are spreading lies and conspiracies about Prince Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan are helping families across the U.S. who are struggling to put food on the table. God bless Prince Harry and Meghan. And you can see everything that is involved in this particular initiative that Harry and Meghan is doing over on Sussex.com. They're working with quite a few different agencies. So you can connect with these agencies so they can help you secure, if you need food or whatever your need may be. Yes, Harry and Meghan continue to show up and do good. As you can see, it says supporting families facing food insecurities. This is what Harry and Meghan is doing. They are not being performative. They are being true to who they are. And this is who they are. And I love it. Now I'm gonna put this up, and it looks like they had another airing of another documentary over there across the pond. And this one is about Meghan. I mean, they cannot let go over there. We are entering into year number 6, and these people have not, they have not been able to get past the fact that Harry and Meghan has left them in the dust, showed them the back of their heads, and absolutely never look back, but they still go over the same thing over and over and over again. And this is a documentary that aired on Channel 5. I think it aired Saturday. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can find it on YouTube. Usually, a few days after these things air, you can find them on YouTube. I am going to go on a hunt because, from what I have heard about this particular one, it is pretty fair, really fair for those flying monkeys over there. And I have saw a couple of clips, and it seems like they are admitting that one, that William and Kate does nothing but copy from Harry and Meghan. And number 2 is what a huge, huge mistake it was for the royal family to allow themselves to lose Harry and Meghan. They just come out and say it. I saw a clip with Emily Andrews, and I'm telling you, even though it was a little hard to watch because she is a straight up clown face. I mean, the makeup is that of a bozo, the clown, and her lipstick. I'm telling you, it was so distracting. But I was able to watch a short clip of her, and she was sitting there admitting it was a huge mistake. A lot of mistakes were made. But what I found so amusing about what she was saying was that the flying monkeys have absolutely written themselves out of this story. they want to pretend like they did not play a role in Harry and Meghan leaving. I mean, she sit there and played her part as if all of the negative press and all the planning of stories and all of the lying that they did in conjunction and in cahoots with that family had nothing to do with Harry and Meghan leaving. Now, all of that seemed to be sugar coated. But like I said, I don't know very much about this documentary, but what I have heard from squatties, they're pretty pleased about it. And if I can go online and see if I can find it on YouTube, I'm going to watch it. And here it is. The name of it is The Meghan Effect, How She Shook Up the Royal Family. And that title right there is absolutely true. It's only two women who has entered that family in modern day. I'm saying modern day, not back in the historical times. I'm talking about in modern day that has shook that family is Princess Diana and Princess Meghan Sussex. And here they are admitting it. And it says the Meghan effect, how she shook up the royal family. One of the most divisive and controversial celebrities in the world, the Duchess of Sussex is seen by some as a champion of truth and by others as guilty of nearly bringing down the monarchy. How did she almost bring down the monarchy? All she did was to leave and take her husband and her baby. Now, squatties are saying that this documentary is pretty fair as these flying monkeys can be, because we all know they're guilty as sin. But I don't like this little blurb here, describing what it's about, because number one, Megan is not controversial. She's not. What are you talking about? And she's definitely not divisive. This is a creation of the flying monkeys and that family. Megan has never been divisive. She's never been controversial until she married into that family and they came to understand the power that she wielded in her shine. And they were jealous of it. So they tried to smear her and tried to diminish her shine. So that is what they're talking about. And it's so funny to me that Megan had lived 36 years prior to marrying into that family. And nobody had ever described her as divisive and controversial. Never. Until she married into that family. And like I said, until they perceived her as a threat and started a smear campaign against her. So this I'm not so happy with. But it goes on to say, well, I got to make a comment about saying that she nearly brought down the monarchy. When did that happen? When did that happen? I was not present when that happens. This is ridiculous to me, because if 1,000-year-old institution is so fragile that it could just barely make it through, when a biracial woman took a prince who was sixth in line to the throne and left. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. And then it says the documentary examines how she has both revitalized and unsettled the royal family in ways that no one could have predicted. Well, she actually entered that family with a personality. And we all know they can't handle that. But like I said, I'm going to watch it. But this intro really is lacking in truth and honesty. And it is disgusting, to be honest. All of this nonsense. Nonsense. But like I said, some squatters who have watched it feels like it is the fairest documentary that has ever been made on Meghan over there across the pond. So I am going to judge it on my own when it becomes available on YouTube. But yes, the name of it is The Meghan Effect, how she shook up the royal family. Yeah, the royal family was shooketh, and they continue to be shooketh when it comes to Meghan. The same as Diana. And I am just so happy that Harry recognized that and got his wife out of Dodge because they would have Diana'd her. They wanted her gone. They were desperate for her to be gone. And now that she's gone, they're desperate for her and her children and her husband to return. But we all know that will never happen. I'm saying it has a snowball's chance in HE double hockey sticks of ever happening. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, with all that out the way, let's get to the tea, the piping hot tea that I have ran up on in these internet streets. Now, it looks like more emails are starting to come out from, J.E., that pedo that unalived himself and was close friends with Andrew, formerly known as Prince, and his wife, Fergie. Well, some of her emails have come out. And listen, she is guilty as sin. She knew exactly what was going on here. And they say that, she is really not doing well. But I have saw from time to time on these internet streets, some of the talk shows from over there across the pond is trying to give her a pass. Well, as her emails continue to come out, it really shows that she was a willing participant in her friendship with this pedo. She was. And as her emails start to come out and are being scrutinized, it looked like Sarah was all in, and it was all about the dollar bill. And yes, I said the dollar bill because he is American. And she was begging him for money at every turn, even though she knew exactly who he was. Exactly. So Sarah does not get a pass. She does not get a pass because she is just as guilty as Andrew. Look at this. This particular squatty posted these emails that have come out. And I'm going to post what this squatty says about the emails. Then I'm going to post the emails and we're going to read them. And you tell me what you think. Now, this particular squatter that posted this said this: J.E. apparently gave Sarah over $2 million. This is unbelievable. How is she begging him for money and sucking up to him while he was a proven pedo already? He already had went to trial. He already had been found guilty, and he already had went to jail. Now, this is the first time when he got that sweetheart deal down there in Florida. Now, she knew all of this and she was still begging him for money. And it says, and the Royals was angry because Meghan was opening her own car door. Yes, Meghan. Well, I don't think Meghan was opening her own car door. She shut her own car door. And that was a controversy, evidently. It had never been heard of before. But yet and still, here was Sarah begging a pedo for more money and got £2 million or $1 million from him after his conviction. Remember that. After his conviction, she was still begging for money. Now, even though I really feel that this whole thing kicked off over at Kensington Palace, I believe this was revenge for Charles having his meeting with Harry. I really believe that William set this ablaze because of that. It was to get back at his father, but I don't think he really understood how hot the fire was going to get. and all of them was going to get, you know, scorched from the heat. And they have, that whole family has been tarnished by all of this. And it's all because of his stupidity. That's my belief. That's my belief. I believe he set this off to get back at Charles. But I digress. Let's look at some of these emails, because even if it was something that Willie decided to do, these people are just absolutely disgusting. Fergie and Andrew, oh my God. You just wait till we get to what is going on. Well, what has come out about Andrew and the Queen. And the Queen. Y'all know I love to say the word. I love to call the Queen the Queen. But let's get back to this. Here's the first email. And as you can see, it's from her to JE. And she says, I am on yours and you're on mine. Now I wonder what she means by that. I'm going to read it again. This is what she sent to JE. She said, I'm on yours and you're on mine with great love and strength. All right, put a pin in that one and let's read the second one. This is from her to JE the pedo. And it says, is there any chance I could borrow 50 or 100,000 US dollars to help get through the small bills that are pushing me over? Had to ask. Yes, asking for money. And she knew exactly who and what he was. Let's go on. Now, this is him writing to her, J.E., the pedo, writing to Fergie. He says, when I first got into trouble, you said to me, Jeffrey, I know that as I told everyone, you're either on my team or off. I knew you were always on my team. That was right. Yes, yes. He was saying even after he got in trouble, meaning after he got caught being the most hideous pedo in modern history. Yes, he will go down as being one of the most notorious pedos that it is. And here he is writing to Fergie, who is a member of the royal family. Even though she's divorced, she is still adjacent to that family. And he's writing her like, yeah, I knew you were always going to be on my team. She did not care. This is why we cannot excuse Fergie. Now she walk around with her little sad face and pretend like she don't know, but she knows. She knows. She knows how to ask for money, and she did that from a pedo. She didn't care where that money was coming from. So Fergie, no, you don't get a pass. You do not get a pass. Too much hurt, too much has transpired at the hands of this man that you chose to continue to associate with, even though and after you knew he was one of the most prolific pedos that has ever drawn breath. I'm just saying. Now I'm gonna put this one up, and this squatty comments about these emails, that's going back and forth between Fergie and JE. And this squatty says this: absolutely embarrassing by the tone of the emails. It appears that JE was banging Sarah too. Y'all, y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, I read the emails and then I read the emails to y'all. What do you think? I tend to think, no, she was just begging for money. But this squad is age. They feel that J.E. was banging Sarah too. And it says J.E. had the streak of banging his friends' wives. There is another in the house that's white. And he did the same without the husband having any objection. So I didn't know that about J.E., the pedo. Said that he had this habit of banging his friends' wives. Now, y'all know they said they had orgies over there on that island, Pedo Island. And so you think Fergie went over there? All I can say is this, she got in that toe sucking scandal. And I'm telling you, you let a man suck your toes, you might let somebody bang you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. But I did not read that into those emails. But squatties, what can you do with them? What can you do with a squatty? They are messy, messy, messy. And this squatty came up under this post and said, anything is possible at this point, but there is no crime in Sarah and J.E. having sexual relations. Now, it's no crime in it, but it does make you kind of throw up a little bit in the back of your mouth. It does. It's really, really gross. And this squatty goes on to say she was not trafficked or underage. It would be gross, though. It absolutely would. It would definitely make your stomach, start to turn. But I agree with this squatty that it really is none of our business. But boy, it is quite gross. And just seeing Sarah for who she is, Fergie. Fergie is a grifter. She is just like the rest of that family over there. And she has pretty much lived her whole life on the kindness of strangers. But it seems like she also has lived on the kindness of pedos as well. Shame on her. Shame, shame, shame. She will never, ever be able to get this stain off. Her and her ex husband, Prince. No, Andrew, formerly known as Prince. That's the way it goes. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up. More tea, more piping hot tea. Look at this article. It comes from the New York Daily News, and this is what it says. Queen Elizabeth knew Andrew had prostitutes in Buckingham Palace, report says. It says Queen Elizabeth II allegedly knew of the savory sexual proclivities of her son, Prince Andrew, according to a royal historian. Now, I saw this interview with this gentleman who was on Australian television, I think, and he was talking about exactly this. He used to be a part of the security detail that guarded Buckingham Palace and would be the ones who let people in and out of the gate. And he talked about women showing up for Andrew, sometimes 10 at a time. And so this is nothing new. I kind of believe this. Now, do I believe that Queen Elizabeth knew about it? I do. I do. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but it is shocking to me that he was able to get away with all this nonsense. And at the time he was living at Buckingham Palace, he had a apartment at Buckingham Palace, and this particular security personnel individuals talked about all of this and said, yes, it was true. And he would get angry with them because they would have to do all this clearance on them. Nobody just could not show up at the gate. And sometimes these women would just show up at the gate and then they would ring his private secretary, and the private secretary would talk to him and he'll say, yes, let them in. But it was a process to all of it. And he would get angry with them because they wanted to follow the protocol of Buckingham Palace. He didn't want none of that. And this gentleman said sometimes he would have his way with these women and walk them to the gate of Buckingham Palace. So Andrew has done some dirt. Now, I don't know. They said that this particular security personnel individual kind of got in trouble there. And so, he's been played off as a disgruntled employee, but he really sound legit to me. He really, really did. And I believed him. I did. Just because somebody has done something wrong doesn't mean that they are a liar or they are lying about what they're saying. So that's all I'm saying. But yes, they're saying that the queen knew. The queen knew. That's the shocking part for me. And this particular squatter reposted its article and said, shameful family. I agree. And it's really, really shameful that they are dragging the poor dead queen into all this nonsense. But it looks like she was absolutely up to her neck in a lot of it. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. But I just found this to be shocking. Really shocking. Now, when I saw this interview with this former security guard, he said nothing about the queen knowing. But evidently, this royal reporter, royal source, or whatever historian is saying that the queen knew. And I do believe it. I absolutely believe it because nothing would go on in Buckingham Palace without someone alerting the queen. Like I say, y'all tell me what y'all think. And this was way back before the queen really got sick. Y'all tell me what you think. All right, y'all, more tea, more tea. And this one comes from Camilla. And this is straight out of Jabo's new book. Now, he is really trying to show that he can bring a little tea in his book. The last one he brought some tea, but it was tea that we already knew. The jealousy, the selfishness, and just a smear campaign that Willie and Kitty participated in, and how jealous they were of Harry and Meghan. That was in that book. I think it was called The Princess of Wales or something like that. And this book was supposed to be about Kitty, and it talked more about Harry and Meghan, and all of the excerpts, all of the talking points was about Harry and Meghan. Why? Because that woman can't sell. But I digress. Now, this is Jabbo talking about Queen Camilla, the horse. And basically, if you read between the lines, he's trying to tell us that Kitty Cat doesn't have cancer. I'm going to read it and then we're going to discuss. Now, this is the title of the article. It says Queen Camilla joked that Kate Middleton's cancer clip was like a shampoo commercial, as royal biographer Robert Johnson shares new details from King Charles's diagnosis. Now, the reason why I really feel that this is number one, a jab at Kitty, and it shows us that Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace are still at war with one another. And number two is I think Camilla is trying to tell us something. If we read between the lines, Camilla is trying to tell us something. And if Jabbo's telling the truth, because we know he's prone to lie, but if he's telling the truth, the horse is really trying to tell us something. And what is she trying to tell us? Read between the lines. Let's go back. It says Queen Camilla joked that Kate Middleton's cancer clip was like a shampoo commercial. Now, do you think that if Camilla really believed that Kate had cancer, she would be joking about it and she would put it out and speak this to a reporter, a so-called journalist like Jabbo? Yeah. So I think Camilla is trying to tell us something, and that is that Kate never had any cancer. So y'all tell me what y'all think. I just find that very odd because why would she put out, she laughed, she joked about it. And we know how Kitty and Willie has taken their her performative cancer and her cancer card so seriously that here the horse is out here saying she made fun of this whole thing. Why would she do that if she really had cancer, the mannequin? I don't think she would. I think she is trying to tell us that I made a joke about it because it's not true. Y'all tell me what y'all think. All right, I'm gonna put this up and look like the Daily Fail tried to get the case thrown out of court. The hacking case that Prince Harry has brought against the Daily Fail. Yes, they tried to get it thrown out, and this particular squatty posted about it. The judicial office, it says today's judgment in Sussex and others v. Associate newspapers is not available on the judicial website. And then the squatty that reposted this said they tried to get it thrown out and failed. New evidence revealed links to the mail, so Harry and company could only reasonably have known about their claim at the later stage. The Daily Fail's limitation time bar argument fails, so the case is allowed to proceed. So they fail. They wanted to get it thrown out, and we know we only have a couple of months before we chow down on them caving. Harry and Meghan gets to put Lily through college on all of those rags of money. Now, Harry already has won enough to put Prince Archie through college. Now it's Princess Lilibet's turn. Yes, get your money, Harry. Get your money. I'm telling you, these people, and wouldn't it kind of slide them trying to get it thrown out? But the judge said, not today, Satan, not today. We're moving forward. We're proceeding with this. I love it. And also, I want to put this up. This is from Zanny Sussex, one of my favorite squatties over there on X, formerly known as Twitter. And another squatty was asking her a question about Princess Anne's trip to Australia. Now, Zanny Sussex is an Australian squatty. And so she keeps close tabs on what is going on when it comes to that family over in Australia. And this squatty asked her a question about Anne's trip. And it says, Zanny, how was Anne's visit? I just remembered about it now when I saw you. And then Zanny answered back and said, passed without a wave. Nobody knew or cared she was here. The only news I saw about it was on Twitter from British press, and even they didn't seem to care. Not sure why she traveled all that way to Australia to be a non event. Exactly, but she is hardworking. She takes pride in doing all the work, and nobody cares. And Richard Palmer announced that Sophie will be going to, well, I'll just read it. It says the Duchess of Edinburgh will visit Peru, Panama, Guatemala from today until Wednesday, November 19th, at the request of the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. Sophie will also visit Belize as part of a royal family engagement with the king's overseas realms. Yeah, Sophie, now she goes to all these places, but nobody cares. She has zero shine. And this squatter came up under that and said, when does she see her husband? I don't think she cared to see him, and he definitely do not care to see her. Y'all know they said, and now this is allegedly, that Edward is on the low low, so he might not care. I'm just saying. And nobody really cares about these royal tours because the people who are going on them are boring. They are. And all I can say is her trip is going to be like Anne's and Sir Timothy Lawrence's trip. I mean, they're going to go, but nobody is going to care or report on them. These royal tours are like trees that fall in the forest. Nobody sees it, nobody hears it, nobody cares. So, all I can say, Sophie, good luck. And I'm going to put this one up in ending because this is about Meghan. They do nothing but attack Meghan. And this is the reason why this squatty said, what they hate in her is missing in them. Facts. Flourish, Meghan. That right there is absolutely the truth. What they see in her, it lacks in them and it triggers the demons in their spirit. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed all the piping hot tea, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.